What's good, fam? Welcome back to the zone. Today I'm highlighting Eli Showtime Harris, who went off in game 2 of the Pelicans versus Rockets series. Now, before I go any further, shout out to Hoodie Sean, man. He was one of the first content creators I started watching on YouTube, and Eli Harris is one of his main players. So if you don't know who Hoodie Sean is, which would be surprising, check out his channel, which is noted below in the description. Now, back to why you are here. Eli went crazy in game 2 against the Pelicans with a double-double, scoring 35 points, grabbing 13 boards, and getting 5 dimes plus 2 blocks on good shooting splits. On the season, Eli averaged a double-double despite being out with an injury, scoring 22 points, 13 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 46% shooting from the field. Now, just as with the other spotlight videos, next up will be Eli's full highlights from game 2, after which I will discuss Eli's performance during the regular season. Let's get into it.
Breakdowns all night, deadly, especially when you're on the road.
Rejected by Harris, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. We have got to see that.
Philosophically, you really changed the game, right? Because what if you make one and miss one?
Yeah.
And you're up 2, now it's 3. So I do also want to make sure we keep the strategy in the game.
And slam dunk by Harris.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous. Back to Walden. To the middle. Here's Bay. Rejected by Harris. Pass to Hornacek. Tries again. And it's laid up and in by Harris.
Many fans think that the G League could supplant college hoops. I think I would restructure it in this way. And it has nothing to do with the players. I would just make sure.
To the paint. Here's Harris. Fouled on the shot to Shaw. Here's Big Dog. Guarded by Walden. Plays it in off the pretty alley.
Form for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And slam dunk by Harris. Well, good with the triple. Houston's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. And the jam by Harris.
Wow. And that sort of showmanship is just...
Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. We've got Shaw. Lights out there with Doc. Then there's Harris. And it's Vidal. Here's Swift. For 3, Harris. It's good from long range. Harris has got 31 points.
These are big buckets. He's been instrumental.
Harris looking it over. Pass to Swift. Harris trying to get free. Softly. And here's Hornacek. At the elbow, it's Harris. From outside the arc. Drains the three-pointer.
stretch.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for prime time.
What was impressive to me, it felt like he made an impact in so many areas. Shame they could have used this run much earlier.
Inside, Harris. And he takes it in for the layup.
Bruh, Eli was not playing around in game 2, and I can't hold you, the Pelicans had no answers to him whatsoever. Anyway, to keep up with the tradition of taking a deeper dive into a player being highlighted for the first time, I'm going to walk through Eli's performance during the regular season. As I mentioned earlier, Eli is one of many characters in Hoodie Sean's 2K universe, and this version of Eli is modeled after the 2K21 old gen for his position, height, weight, and face creation. But the attributes and badges are based on the 2K21 next gen creation, which you should see on the screen right now. The only difference is for those badges that were different, I tried to find an equivalent, and in the event that I didn't, unfortunately, they got dropped. Another thing is, I also had to experiment with Eli's tendencies to get him to play how Hoodie Sean plays as him, but this is as close as I could get for Eli. I will make some tweaks over time as I watch Eli play more, but that said, Eli is an 84 overall and is considered an offensive threat with his 3 characteristics being mid-range scoring, perimeter defense, and 3-point scoring. He plays the 4 and the 3, is 6'7", and weighs 210 pounds. Now, this version of Eli is 23 because I believe Eli debuted in 2K18. This plus the fact that I already played a season in 2K21, which is why the math may not seem to be mathin', but trust me, it is, unless I got the debut year wrong. Having Eli from Long Beach State was done randomly, but know that he only spent a year there. As for badges, Eli has a total of 15, which includes 2 finishing badges, 5 shooting badges, 6 playmaking badges, and 2 defensive badges. Eli has 2 gold finishing badges, which are Showtime, like his moniker, and Slithery Finisher. Under shooting, he has Hall of Fame Deadeye and Range Extender, followed by gold Difficult Shots, Green Machine, and silver Catch and Shoot. For playmaking, Eli has Hall of Fame Handle for Days, Gold Ankle Breaker, Quick First Step, and Space Creator, followed by Silver Dimer and Bronze Unpluckable. And then finally, Eli has Hall of Fame Clamps and Silver Pick Dodger as his defensive badges. I can't hold you, I was kind of surprised to see that Eli has some cold spots on the shot chart and also such low volumes from the mid-range area considering the characteristic he has. Nonetheless, Eli doesn't play around when he's in the paint, period. 29% of his shots come from under the basket, and as you can see, he makes 69% of those attempts. The mid-range area only represents 13% of his shots attempted, but I will say he made 40% of those shots. The largest volume of Eli's shots come from beyond the arc, which represents 35.8% of the total shots, and from this range, Eli was able to make 43% of those shots. Considering Stephen Lee and KC Stark's perimeter defense is not as great as their interior defense, Eli was able to light them up from beyond the arc. Now, I'm still shocked that Eli is cold from the close range, but it is what it is. Now, the advanced stats tell a great story. Although Eli is second in player efficiency for the Rockets, in my mind, he's really first because Earl Lewis really didn't get any burn this season. I think at most, Earl probably played 5 games for the entire season. Next up, Eli is first in rebound rate, and I won't lie, I was surprised to see that Harvey Ray and Sean Hornacek were second and third in this metric, so kudos to them. Eli is 10th in the assist ratio metric, and finally, Eli is second in estimated wins added, accounting for 15 of the Rockets' wins during the regular season. Eli is an absolute dog. He had a season high of 48 points in a game against the Hornets. Check out episode 18 in the FBL Season 1 playlist if you'd like to see the action for yourself. This is something I don't normally cover, but given the 48 points, he also had a season high of 19 shots made in a game and 8 3-pointers made in a game, which oddly enough, considering the record books include actual NBA players, this was not a good enough performance to get in the record books. But going forward, as I keep track of more and more data, we're going to have our own set of records that will highlight how these players are performing. But nonetheless, Eli pulled in 22 rebounds in a single game against the Celtics, where he also had 35 points and 5 assists. He got 10 assists against the Trailblazers and had a season high of 3 steals and 4 blocks. Also, something else that I didn't note in the other videos, but I had to highlight that Eli was 3rd team All FBL. Disregard that it says All NBA for the time being. I personally think he got snubbed for the All-Star game, and if anything, he should have been 2nd team at the very least. Now, looking at the lead leaders at the 4 position, Eli ranks 4th out of the 93 active power forwards in the league with an average of 22 points. He's also 4th in rebounds, 9th in assists, 32nd in steals, 4th in blocks, 14th in shooting percentage from the field, and 1st in 3-point shooting. When compared to the rest of the league, Eli comes in at 23rd from a scoring perspective, 12th in rebounds, 39th in assists, 164th in steals, yikes, 10th in blocks, 73rd in field goal percentage, and 15th in shooting from beyond the arc. All in all, Eli has a problem with a capital P. He had a great season despite his injury, and it helps to have a solid squad around you. So once again, shout out to Hoodie Sean, who is the creator of Eli Harris. Please check out his channel, subscribe if you haven't already, and show some love. I appreciate you for staying until the end of this video. And until the next episode, fam, as always, keep grinding, keep growing, and keep shining. 1.